AI news headlines. ChatGPT-5 has been released. Self-driving cars expand into new cities in the United States. Flying cars to go into mass production. Military applications of AI under debate. And quantum computing breaks the 1,100 qubit mark. Today is the 27th of November 2024. And this is AI News. Thanks for joining us and welcome to AI News. I'm Ken Joyce. OpenAI officially launched GPT-5 on November the 20th, 2024, marking a major leap in AI technology. The system boasts enhanced multimodal capabilities. Multimodal means using many media like words, pictures, videos, integrating text, images, and even video understanding. Businesses are already piloting it for customer support, legal document analysis, and creative marketing campaigns. Analysts predict that GPT-5 could redefine AI applications across industries, though concerns about ethical use and regulation remain hot, as we see in a future program on AI News, which will be dedicated to the very subject. In what has been described as a groundbreaking achievement, an AI system has discovered a promising compound to tackle antibiotic-resistant infections. The discovery, announced on the 22nd of November, significantly reduces the timeline for drug development. The compound is scheduled to enter human trials in early 2025, with pharmaceutical companies hailing this as a potential game changer for global healthcare. If successful, it could lead to faster and cheaper treatments for other critical diseases. On the 1st of December 2024, Waymo and Cruise will launch autonomous taxi services for the first time outside California in Dallas, Miami, and Chicago. This expansion brings self-driving cars closer to becoming a daily reality. Safety remains a concern, but these companies emphasize ongoing improvements to their AI systems. Early users report high satisfaction, particularly in urban areas with limited public transit options. And flying cars are no longer a sci-fi dream. Aleph Aeronautics announced on November 15th that it will begin commercial production in 2025, following its FAA certification earlier this year. The vehicle operates as both a road legal car and a vertical takeoff aircraft, targeting urban professionals looking to bypass traffic. And pre-orders, which opened this week, have already exceeded expectations, with price points starting at $300,000. The United Nations will meet on the 10th of December to continue discussions on regulating artificial intelligence in military applications. This is after reports of autonomous drones being used in recent conflicts. These AI-driven weapons can identify and attack targets without human intervention, raising ethical and safety concerns. Proposals include banning autonomous lethal weapons and increasing transparency in military AI development. However, global consensus remains elusive, with some countries apparently prioritizing competitive advantages. On November 18th, 2024, NASA revealed that its latest AI system successfully mapped previously uncharted Martian terrain, enabling robotic missions to safely explore higher-risk areas. This advancement could accelerate future missions to the Moon, Mars, and beyond, reducing reliance on manual navigation commands. Space agencies worldwide are now collaborating on similar AI projects. And IBM unveiled its newest quantum processor, which is called Condor. on November 21st, breaking records with a 1,121 qubit processor. This development represents a major leap in quantum computing power, enabling more complex simulations, including financial modeling, climate forecasting, and new materials discovery. Experts believe this breakthrough brings us closer to solving problems previously considered impossible with classical computers. Starlink announced on November 23rd that it has deployed a new AI-powered system to optimize satellite internet performance. The system dynamically allocates resources based on user demand, improving speeds in rural and underserved regions. This innovation could bridge the digital divide for millions while enabling reliable connectivity for real-time applications like telemedicine and remote work. The 19th of November saw Siemens unveil an AI system that optimizes wind farm operations by adjusting turbine angles and speeds to maximize power output. Initial tests show up to a 15% increase in energy production, making renewables more competitive against traditional energy sources. The AI also predicts maintenance needs, reducing downtime and the costs, therefore, for the operators. And lastly, a groundbreaking AI-generated art exhibition opened in Paris on the 24th of November, showcasing works entirely created by artificial intelligence. The display challenges perceptions of creativity with pieces that mimic human emotions and artistic styles. While some critics argue that artificial intelligence lacks true intent or soul, others see it as a tool that enhances human imagination. The exhibit runs until the 31st of January 2025 and sparks debate about the evolving relationship between technology and the arts. A number of you have emailed me at Ken, which is with two N's, so it's KENN .Joyce, as in James, at aiadvisors.io. About a critical issue in the world of artificial intelligence, that of bias. It's a term we hear often, but it's important to understand what it really means, how it manifests, and what we can do to address it. My goal here then is just to provide a simple, actionable understanding of this complex topic, and I'm going to use 4 key principles. Number 1, what is the difference between bias and discrimination? Number 2, how does bias occur? Number 3, what are the dangers of bias? And number 4, what can we do to prevent bias? So, to number 1, the difference between bias and discrimination. Well, let's start by clarifying these two terms. We all seek patterns to simplify thought processing. Every time I go to the supermarket, I meet people from my old school. So if I want to meet people from my old school, I can go to the supermarket. That is bias because it's not necessarily true. It's just a bias that I have. In the context of artificial intelligence, bias refers to a systematic error in the algorithm's predictions or outcomes due to flawed assumptions, incomplete data, or historical inequities embedded in the data. Bias itself is not always intentional, but it can lead to a negative feedback loop. And a negative feedback loop might be something, for instance, whereby AI is given a database of crimes in a city broken down by postcode. It determines that postcode A has the most number of crimes. Therefore, we should send more police there. It sends more police to postcode A because there are more police there. They make more arrests. Because more arrests are made, that information gets fed back to the artificial intelligence, which then determines that crime has risen in that area and therefore it needs more police. The people in that area begin to feel harassed. And the negative feedback loop continues and can lead to discrimination in the way I've just described. Discrimination is the unfair or prejudiced treatment of individuals or groups. Bias can lead to discrimination when it errors in AI systems disproportionately harm or unfairly benefit certain people or groups, such as with the negative feedback loop I mentioned. While bias is the root cause, discrimination is often its visible consequence. So how does bias occur? Well, bias can occur at various stages. It can occur during data collection if the data used to train AI systems is incomplete, unrepresentative, or reflective of historical prejudice. The AI learns those patterns. It can occur during algorithm design. Human choices in designing algorithms, like prioritizing certain features over others, can unintentionally embed bias. It can occur during testing and deployment. So if AI models are not tested on diverse real-world scenarios, bias may go unnoticed until after deployment. To put it simply, AI, like humans, learns what it is taught, and if we teach it flawed lessons, it will make flawed decisions. The dangers of bias in AI are both far-reaching and they can be severe. They can cause injustice. AI systems used in hiring, policing, as I mentioned earlier, or lending could reinforce existing inequalities, unfairly disadvantaging certain groups. It could lead to a loss of trust where people lose faith in the technology when they perceive it as unfair or biased, and that potentially could slow down the beneficial innovations that AI, we all know, can bring us. It can lead to legal and ethical risks. Organizations that deploy biased AI systems can face lawsuits, regulatory penalties, and reputational damage, of course. Bias isn't just a technical problem, therefore it's a societal one. But we can do things to prevent it, and here's the good news. We can take steps to mitigate bias in AI by using representative and high-quality data sets to train the AI systems in the first place, ensuring that all groups are fairly included. And explainability. We can build AI systems that are transparent in their decision-making processes, so biases can be identified and corrected. By continuous testing, where we regularly evaluate AI models in real-world settings to uncover hidden biases and improve them over time. We can employ diverse teams to work on the algorithms, involving people from various backgrounds in designing and deploying AI to minimize blind spots. And of course, we can employ accountability, where we could establish clearer ethical guidelines and oversight mechanisms to hold AI systems and indeed their creators accountable. So bias in artificial intelligence isn't a problem that disappears overnight, but by employing these practices, we'll certainly help to ensure that we're moving in the right direction. So we know that AI has the potential to transform industries, enhance efficiency, and improve lives, but this promise can only be realized if we confront and mitigate bias. Understanding the difference between bias and discrimination, recognizing how bias arises, appreciating its dangers, and committing to preventative actions will allow us to build AI systems that are not only intelligent, but also fair and ethical. As we advance this incredible technology, let us ensure that AI serves everyone equitably. After all, a future shaped by artificial intelligence is a future we must all trust. Thank you for watching AI News. I'm Ken Joyce.